Sorry guys, I'm freaking starving. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brooke St. John. Thank you guys so much for being here. Today's video is going to be my everyday makeup routine. This is what look I wear to class, to work, and just if I'm running errands, just every single day. Every single day I just do a more simple and easier and quicker makeup routine. So if you guys want to know how to achieve my everyday makeup routine, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so one of the most important steps in my everyday makeup routine is moisturizing my face before applying makeup. And I am using the Miracle Retinol Moisturizer by Rada Beauty. I got this off Amazon. And put it all over the face. After moisturizing my face, I go straight to priming the face. And every single day I use the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. And I just apply this all over the face, just like I did with the moisturizer. And after that, I go ahead and apply the Porefessional Primer by Benefit. Of course, it doesn't have a freaking cap on it. And I just apply that on the nose and this part of my forehead, because that's where I have the most pores, the most visible ones. And after priming the face, I go ahead and apply the Infallible Pro Matte Foundation by L'Oreal in the shade 107 Fresh Beige. And I just go ahead and put some product on my finger and apply it to the face. And usually I go ahead and blend that in with a beauty blender, but today I am going to try out this Real Techniques Blend Plus Blur Base Foundation Brush. I literally just bought it from Ulta. Open it. I don't know why they make things so difficult. So I've literally never tried this before. Feels really nice and dense. I like a really dense foundation brush when I'm blending out liquid foundation because it just always applies way better and it doesn't take off all your foundation, so you're not wasting a lot of product. So I just gotta go ahead and try this brush out in circular motions. Damn, it's like not taking anything off. That's good. And with blending out foundation, I advise you to go in circular motions just like I'm doing right here, because it will get you the best blended foundation without it being all blotchy everywhere and streaky. Guys, I really like this brush. This is definitely my new go-to foundation brush. I love it. I just feel like when I use a beauty blender, sitting there and pouncing on, it takes too long. And for my everyday makeup, I just wanted a brush that would swipe and just freaking blend it. So I think I found it. So I definitely recommend this foundation brush. It didn't take any of the product off. It has, like, it left it with great coverage. Alright guys, now that the foundation is all blended out, I am going to conceal my face with the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Light Neutral. It's my go-to. A lot of people's go-to concealers are either Shape Tape or the NARS concealer, and I've tried the NARS before and I've actually used it like for a little bit and I just can't like it. It's just too like, it's runny for me. I just don't really like it at all. Like when I tried Tarte Shape Tape, I was just like, yes, honey. Alright guys, now that we apply that concealer where we need to conceal, I'm going to blend that concealer out with a damp beauty blender. And in my opinion guys, a damp beauty blender is a must. A dry beauty blender, I don't know why, but it makes me cringe. If you're having trouble blending your foundation out, try damping your beauty blender. If you already don't, then I feel like your foundation and your concealer will be so much more blended. It just works so much better when it's dampened. So we're just going to blend this out. And you want to make sure not to drag the beauty blender when you're blending out your concealer, because you concealed in specific places to make sure that the concealer stays there specifically, so you don't want to drag it, because then you'll have like concealer all over your face and then your foundation is useless and then your face is going to be light AF, so you don't want to do that. So just do pouncing motions just like this. Alright guys, now that we blended out that concealer, we're going to set that concealer with the Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder by Maybelline in the shade Fair Light, shade 10. And we're just going to get some of that powder on our beauty blender and apply the powder to where we concealed. I don't set my concealer, like it doesn't necessarily move a lot, but like it just makes my face look so much more like airbrushed and like perfect if I set my concealer. When my concealer is setting, I like to do my brows before I brush off the powder. I sincerely apologize for my wild-in brows right now. They are bushy and I have brow hairs like literally down to my ear. I'm not even kidding. And I really need to get them done, but I just haven't had the chance to, so I'm sorry. So I just go in with this Laura Mercier brow pencil. So what I do when I do my brows is I brush the brow hairs upwards with the spoolie first, and then I take the pencil and I make a line on the under part of my brow. And you want to go in with a very light hand when you do your brows, or else it's going to be really harsh. So I just like to go in with a light hand and make that line. And then after you make that line, it's a must to go in with the spoolie again and soften up that line so it's not harsh. If you don't do this step, like that line is just going to be harsh no matter how light of a hand that you do. So just again, brushing the hairs up to soften up that line that you made. And then after I make the line under my brow, I go ahead and brush my brow hairs downwards. And I do the same thing on the upper part of my brow. Just make that line. And then again, with the upper part of the brow too, you want to go and soften that line up again with the spoolie. Now that that line is softened up, you want to brush the inner part of your brow hairs up, and then the rest to the direction of your brow. And then once you did that, you want to go in the inner brow with a very light hand in hair-like motion. So you want to go like up like this and do this really light, because I used to do my brows so harsh in the middle, in the inner part of my brow. It was the ugliest thing of my life. I'm not kidding. So I like even touch my brow when I do the inner part, because I don't want that to be harsh like at all. So I just do that like so. And then on the rest of the brow, I go in with a little bit of a heavier hand because my brows are obviously blonde, so I need them to be really darkened up. Guys, now that that brow is finished, I'm going to do the other brow off camera and I'll be right back. Now that both brows are done, I don't clean them up with concealer or anything because, again, I like to keep my everyday makeup routine quick and easy, so I just leave them like this, even though they're pretty wild in, but it's okay. Now I'm going to wipe that powder off that we set our concealer with. Alright guys, now that that powder is all wiped off, we are going to move on to the eyes. So I'm going to prime the eyes with my MAC Painterly Paint Pot in Soft Ochre. Best eye primer, hands down. And I'm just going to apply that with my finger all over my lid. And the next step, guys, if you're having trouble blending out your eyeshadow, do this step. And that step is to set your eye primer with a shade like this one. Just a white shade, just a very light shade. And I'm using the Tartelette palette by Tarte, and I'm diving into the shade Free Spirit to set that primer. And I'm just going to apply this all over my lid. And I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush that came with my Prism palette. So again, I'm just applying that Free Spirit shade all over my lid to set that primer. So now I'm going to dive in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Prism palette. I'm going to apply the shade Eden. I think I'm saying that right. This shade right here. This more peachy, warm tone shade. So I'm just going to dive in that shade with my brush and apply that shade to the crease. And make sure to do this with a very light hand. This will also make your shadow very blended. I'm just gonna take this Tarte eyeshadow blending brush. You can use any fluffy eyeshadow brush that you have. Just gonna blend out that shadow. The very light hand, windshield wiper motions. And that is all I do for the crease of my eyes. And on my lid, I like to go ahead and dive in the shade Pyramid. It's this gold metallic color. And I just like to put that on my finger and apply that all over my lid. Now that we have the lid covered, go ahead and dive in the same shade Eden and apply that with the same brush, but the opposite side of the brush. And I just apply that on my lower lash line. And this next step I literally do with every single look. That is applying these two pencil liners to my waterline. And this literally makes my eyes pop so much. That's why I literally do it with every single look. So I go ahead and first apply this Lasting Drama Waterproof Gel Pencil by Maybelline. And this is in the color teal. I picked this up from Target. And I just go ahead and apply that to my waterline. I feel like this liner was too dark and this Stila one that I'm about to apply on top of it was too light. So I was like, why don't we just apply both and see if it's the color that I want? And it was literally the exact color that I want in my waterline. So I go ahead and apply this Stila Smudge Stick Waterproof Eyeliner in turquoise. And I just go right ahead and apply that right over the liner we just applied. And it leaves like the most beautiful blue color of your life. I'm telling you, your eyes will pop so much. And after applying the liner to my waterline, I go right in with mascara. And my favorite mascara that I use every single day is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. It's so good. It makes my lashes, it lengthens them, and it volumizes them. It's amazing. Alright, now that that mascara is on, I'm going to dive into the Butter Bronzer and bronze up my face. And I'm going to use this Sonia Kashuk contouring brush. I love this brush for bronzer. I'm not gonna apply like a crazy amount, pretty much just like one swipe. And then bronze up the forehead a little bit. And then go ahead and blend that out with this Tarte blending brush. And then moving on to highlighter, I love to go into the Kylie Jenner wet set. It's like, they're literally wet, that's why it's called a wet set. So it goes on so soft and natural, and it looks really beautiful with a everyday makeup look. So I just go ahead and apply that with my fingers, and I use the shade Sweet Dream. So I'm just going to put this on my finger and apply that on my cheekbones. It's so beautiful, I love it. And then I also applied that to the bridge of my nose and to the tip of my nose and on my cupid's bow. Alright guys, that is it for my everyday makeup routine. So if you guys liked this video, give it a thumbs up down below. And make sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And comment down below if you guys will be following my everyday makeup routine. Also comment what you want to see in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.